What's up, guys? Thought it'd be easier to make this video than necessarily just give you a recipe, kind of go through the whole route of how I make my green shakes, and you can experiment and make the ones that are best for you. I'm in my kitchen, a place I'm not often in, but I love to make green shakes in the morning, and it's a great way to get your greens in without having to eat salad or taste the greens. So I like kale and spinach, and so I generally do those two, but sometimes I'll substitute collard greens in, sometimes other types of greens. You can experiment with what you like. I like to soak the kale beforehand and then put it in a salad sack for the week. This salad sack, I'll include a link right there. And you can get it on Amazon. It keeps your greens fresh forever, long time. It's great. You can clean all your kale at once and just have it there ready clean to grab and go. So I like to submerge my kale in water, as you can kind of see here. And sometimes I'll just do water. Sometimes I'll use this vegetable kind of wash. You don't have to, but if you submerge it for a while and shake it around, kind of like it's almost like doing old school laundry, a lot of stuff will come off that kale. You'll find a lot of dirt and sometimes other little things. Yeah, to just have it fresh for you. So I've already done that for some of these. I've got them in the bag. I've got my spinach already to go. And what I like to do is I like to put water or coconut water in the first third of the blender. I think it's really important to blend up your kale and greens from the beginning and have them as blended as possible so you don't really taste them. So today I'm going to do a mixture of just cold water. You want the water to be cold too, it's better when it tastes cold. I'm going to add a little coconut water. If you do use coconut water, you want to make sure that you just get coconut water that is only coconut water, doesn't have added sugar or that sort of stuff from concentrate. So I'm going to put a little coconut water in there as well. Great for your hydration, electrolytes, all that kind of stuff. Now, sometimes you could put ice in it as well. I like to use frozen fruit because then it accomplishes the goals of it being cold and also adds some taste to it. I think some of the best kale is very powerful of a taste and can taste poor. So I like to use frozen mango the best. Sometimes I'll use pineapple as well. And I'll probably use pineapple in the second recipe that I post. But for this first one, we're going to use frozen mango and also frozen mixed berries, some blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, because we're going to make a peanut butter chocolate shake with it. So I like to put in the spinach first. And you could just say, oh, it doesn't matter, just throw it all in there. But I find that the ordering of it affects just how much the greens get chopped up and how smooth it kind of tastes as well. So I like to do 2 handfuls of spinach in mine, and I like to put the spinach in first because it easily blends. And I like to put some cubes of ice or the frozen fruit in there at the bottom, so that kind of moves around the greens as well. And once that gets blending, then I'll add the kale in there one by one. So I'll grab my frozen fruit and add that in there as well. I'm just going to add the mangoes first, and then later on I will add, as I add the kale, I'll add the other fruits as well, the other frozen fruits. So I'll take some mango, I put it in there as well. Probably about, I don't know, 15 little cubes, about half a bag of this frozen mango here. And I'll blend it up for the first round. But I'll make sure that the mango is down there by the blades and then I can get it all blended. Now as it's blending, I like to then take my kale and, as you have a kale stalk, you can kind of take the leaves off of the stalk. So you just kind of peel those leaves off and you're left with the stalk. But you can you can also blend the whole stalk, especially if you have a Vitamix or something like that. That'll blend it all in and get you more nutrients. But I find for the taste, it's sometimes best just to use the leaves. So I'll put that in there as this is blending. Now, after that's blended quite a while, I'll actually keep blending it, and I'll add my powders next. So I actually like to put PB2 powder in there as well with a teaspoon or 2 of peanut butter itself. Sometimes I'll use the chocolate PB2. I actually have some protein that's chocolate flavored as well, and we just like to use plant-based proteins. And so I'll put a scoop of that in as well. And I also have some kind of green powder, some super greens. You can get a different mix of these, and I'll include some links to that as well. And so I'll put all my powders in as it's blending here at the beginning, and then I'll add the rest of my frozen fruit in there as well. So as you can see, I blended it for quite a long time. And if you put the frozen fruit in at the beginning and blend it for a while, sometimes the motor and the speed of that can cause your shake to get warm. So I'll add some more. This is a kind of a berry mix, some strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. I'll add that as well. It's a good kind of mixture to the peanut butter and chocolate. And I'll add, I don't know, about half a bag as well of that. I buy these little small bags, but you can get larger bags at the grocery store. So I had about half a bag. And the thing I love, I bought this little blender at Walmart. I think the greatest thing you can do is just trial and error for your taste buds. Everybody's different. And this thing has a little spout. And so what the spout allows me to do is just taste test as I go along and see what I like and see what it needs, if it needs to add a little bit. You can also add liquid stevia. I'll include a link to that as well. This is my favorite of all the stevias that I found. And I'll generally put, somewhere between 5 and 10 drops depending on what I'm kind of going for. And if I'm just making an actual, this is going to turn out to be kind of a purple shake. But if I'm actually making a traditional green shake, I'll use a lot of stevia, and I'll use some honey as well. I don't put honey in all of them. I generally don't put honey in these because the peanut butter and chocolate kind of take over the taste of the kale, so you don't need to. But I generally do put one banana. If you want, or if you're trying to go lower on the sugar profile, you can substitute a pear for that as well. Also, an avocado will give you kind of the smoothness in the shake that a banana does without all the sugar, and it'll give you some really healthy fat. So I'm going to put the banana in here. I'm going to blend some more, and then I'm going to cut up a pear as well and put a pear in there and just kind of see how it tastes and then kind of adjust and go from there. Now as I'm going, I can see that the consistency is getting really thick. And so I like it to be a smoothie and more of kind of a liquidy texture. So I'll just add some coconut water or add some water to it as I go along. And you can kind of adjust the consistency based on what you see. And if you taste it at first and it's too thick, always just add some water and keep blending. Or add some ice to keep it cool and keep blending. I'll probably put some more ice in there as well. And so just cutting up this pear, putting in the pear as well, and eating some of it. So just tasted it. And this one actually I don't think needs anything. The chocolate and peanut butter really have a good mix with the berries. I could make it a little sweeter depending on how sweet you like stuff, but I can't taste the kale and the greens, and that's the whole purpose. Hope you enjoy your green shakes. Experiment, make them good for you.